Good evening, gang. It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. I'm on the microphone. Actually, I'm not. I'm on my phone, but I'm pretending like I am on the microphone because I have the microphone right in front of me. I got my tires slashed. That is the bottom line. That is what I want you to know. Actually, it wasn't even me. My wife was out the other day running an errand, and she came home. The car was in the garage, and then I took the car out for an evening meeting. And as I was leaving, the light came on the dash that said your tire pressure is low in the back left tire, which was weird because that very tire just a couple weeks ago had a screw in it. And I took it into Les Schwab, and the great people at Les Schwab patched it for free like they do. Thank you, Les Schwab. Shout out to you. They patched it, and I thought, well, the temperature's dropped. There's ice on the road, which can get really crunchy. And maybe what happened was that the patch they put in the tire blew out somehow. I don't even know how that works. That's probably not even possible. But I couldn't think of anything else. Like, that's so weird. I drove back home from my evening meeting, and by the time I got home, the car, the back left tire was like flat. I was just about driving on the rim of that wheel, right? Like no pressure, no air pressure. So I got out and it's like literally flat. So I thought, that's really weird. Like, what would have done that? And so yesterday we used our other car, and then today I went out because we had an appointment for Les Schwab, and I went to tried to fill the tire so that it could get full enough so that we could drive it down to Les Schwab and have them patch it. Well, I started filling the air with my tank thingy that I have, and I could hear the air coming out another side of the tire. So I actually found the leak, and as I looked at it, it was a clean, knife-sized gash, like a puncture right in the tire. Somebody knifed my wife's car. Somebody knifed my tire. And so that is not at all what I expected, right? So here's what I noticed about that this morning, right? Because I did that this morning. I went and looked. I was going to pump it up. It was going to be fine. We were going to drive it down. I was going to get ready for my day. And the minute that I saw it was a knife gouge, right? A couple things happened. One, I felt extremely violated. I was like, what an asshole. You gouged my tire. I felt completely violated. That was number one. Number two was I started to, my brain started to swirl, right? And I got all disoriented for what I was going to do with my day. I was headed down a direction. I was going to do some things, and this thing totally sideswiped me and my energy and my thought and my focus for what I was going to do. Okay. Now, in the past, when I was younger, and this is like the trait I'm about to tell you is still there, right? Like, I can get hyper focused on and stubborn about fixing something. I'm like, this is a problem and I will figure this out. This will not get the best of me. The problem with that now is like, I've got bigger things happening. I don't have all the time to just go do whatever. I had things to do. I had people to lead. And so in that moment, what I did, which I would not have probably done when I was younger, was I shoveled the driveway because it was snowy. I took my dog for a walk, and I came back, and then as I went through that process, I got to the place where I'm like, that can wait. That can wait. I have other things that are more important right now, and we will figure this out. Okay, here's why this is important as it relates to you in business and marketing. There are all sorts of knifings in your tires in a day, right? There are all sorts of things that happen to your life that throw you off. And what happens in the middle of those episodes is that you could actually then throw in the towel on your marketing, right? You're like, I don't have time for this today. I'm not marketing today. I'm not feeling it today. I'm pissed off today. Whatever it is that you're feeling in that moment, and you can then just not show up. You could not show up for your people. You could not show up for your marketing. There are a lot of things you could choose to do in the name of trying to fix the problem. I could have not done those other things. I could not be making this video right now. But you have an opportunity every day, a choice every day to show up for your people. And this is one of the things I want you to start to think about as it relates to marketing. Marketing is not about you trying to create a transaction. Marketing is about you showing up for your people. Marketing is not a selfish act for you to make a sale. Marketing is about you showing up for your people. And if what you do is you let the knife slashers of the world slash your tires and take your energy and focus off of what you're here to do, then what happens is you gyp your people. So, back to the tire we go. What there is to do is, and by the way, check this out. As I call in Les Schwab and I say, okay, here's what the deal, it's slashed, and my car is a couple years old. It's got 11,000-ish miles on it. And it's an all-wheel drive car. And if you know anything about all-wheel drive cars, what can happen with an all-wheel drive car is if one tire needs to be replaced, depending on the amount of tread left, the other 3 also have to be replaced. So they quoted me roughly $500 for the tire. And if I have to get 4 tires, that's $2,000 from somebody who thought they would just knife my tire. Thank you very much. I did not think or expect to spend $2,000 on tires. I can think of many other sexy ways to spend money, $2,000. There's a lot of ways to spend $2,000. That is much sexier than buying 4 tires for a car that didn't need new tires. So listen, I want you to get the energy of this. There is so much that I could have just been pissed and gone off in some other direction and thrown in the towel to even show up for you today. But I took a walk, I took a break. Some of you just need to take a break rather than throw the towel and be like, I'm not going to market today. Just take a break and come back and lead your people. Lead the conversation in the world that you're here to lead. That's what marketing is. Marketing is you leading a conversation in the world. And for some of us, right? There are too many things there are too many excuses getting in your way for why you're not showing up and leading. And you need to develop the muscle called showing up. Show up, show up, show up. Even when life slashes your tires. Okay. So that's it, gang. One of the things that makes it easier to show up when life slashes your tires is having a framework. It just, like, without a framework, you're left to try to grab and wrestle to the ground any sort of thought that would inspire your people. But when you have a framework, you can take any content spark in a day and create a message that actually is effective and edifying to your people. If you'd like to learn more about how to do that, I have a 6-week program dedicated to that very thing. It's called the Groundswell Method Intensive. 6 weeks of you showing up and generating a message for the world. The final product being that you actually create your own podcast in the world. Okay? So that you can lead ongoingly your conversation for the world. If you'd like to learn more about that program, you can go to groundswellmethod.com. There's a free video there. You watch the free video. On the last page of that video is an application. You can fill out the application for our next program, which at the time of this recording is March 2nd. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me here today. Here's to you showing up even when life slashes your tires.